These are this afternoon's top stories. A teenager drowns in Sandy Point. Haitian migrants land in the Bahamas, and a woman found dead in Texan jail cell. Good afternoon. Welcome to the ZIZ Mid newscast. Today is Wednesday, 22nd July 2015. I am Nisha David. In national news, the town of Sandy Point is reeling as one of its residents met his tragic end at sea. 15-year-old Jovan Eddy and a few friends went for a swim at Pump Bay in Fig Tree, Sandy Point when he drowned. Police Public Relations Officer Inspector Lyndon David confirmed the incident happened around 3 p.m. on Tuesday.
Some young boys were swimming in the water when two of them intended to swim out to a boat that was anchored in the water. And whilst they were swimming, one went underwater and did not appear. However, the other left the water, get out of the water, and went to get assistance from residents who were nearby. They came and they were able to retrieve the other teenager from the water and performed life-saving techniques to revive him. The ambulance was called. They too attempted to do the same. However, they took him to the hospital, and on arrival, he was pronounced dead.
The police will be continuing their investigations while an autopsy will be carried out at a later date. Meanwhile, the police PRO encouraged sea bathers to exercise good judgment.
We just want to encourage persons that whenever they're going to the sea, to ensure that they swim in waters which they can manage, they can stand, and that will not prove to be difficult for other persons to render assistance, especially young people. Never venture off too far out as to demonstrate your skillfulness and your ability to swim.
Police Public Relations Officer Inspector Lyndon David. New students attending the University of the Virgin Islands will get the opportunity this Thursday to learn more about what to expect when they attend the institution. The UVI Alumni Association St. Kitts chapter is hosting a meet and greet dubbed A Night Before UVI, and the president of the local chapter, St. Clair Hodge, says the aim is to assist persons who are on their way to UVI in August and January.
Now, what this will do is encourage the new applicants and enlighten them about what to expect at UVI, who to ask for, where to go, the things to do. So it gives them a running start.
Hodge also revealed that Linda Smith, Director of Alumni Affairs, will be representing the university at the event.
She will also give insight to any issues that anyone has. If you have a problem, if you have a question about UVI and application, then this is the event to be at. She will be able to answer a lot of your questions, a lot of queries, and also take notes. What she can also do is relay those queries and those notes to the relevant authorities at UVI. So it's a direct link.
A night before UVI will be held at the FND Conference Room, Wellington Road, Bastille, on Thursday, July 23rd from 6:30 p.m. The Children's Dance Theatre, the Fireflies Dance School, Creative Soul Dance Company, and the CFBC Dance Ensemble have once again joined forces to present a follow-up edition of a marine-based Stars of Tomorrow Performing Arts Camp, which started on Saturday, July 18th. The exciting summer experience is sponsored by the UNDP Jeff Small Grants Program, with the main aim being the promotion of the protection, preservation, and appreciation of the marine environment. The Stars of Tomorrow Performing Arts Camp's curriculum, delivered by trained camp leaders, includes dance performance, musical theater, arts and crafts, fashion and costume design, gymnastics, and modeling. Sea Venture, the sequel, will culminate with a grand recital and exhibition on Monday, July 27th at the Sir Cecil Jacobs Auditorium, ECCB, at 6 p.m. Regionally in the Bahamas, a group of Haitian migrants landed on the shores of Nassau, coinciding with this week's arrival of the Haitian President Michel Martelly. ZNS Bahamas has the details to this story.
50 Haitian illegal migrants were apprehended shortly after 7 o'clock Monday morning in the South Beach and Marshall Road areas of New Providence. When ZNS News arrived on scene, those seized had already been taken into custody for processing, but immigration officials continued to comb through bushes in search of those who may have escaped.
We discovered that the boat would have came in between Seabreeze and South Beach area, and we headed to the Marshall Road area, where we picked up 50 so far, 35 male and 15 female, all Haitian nationals. Once you see one coming in, we coming in twos and threes. So, you know, we have to be on the lookout for another 2 or 3 to see.
Immigration officer in charge of enforcement Kirkland Neely confirmed the vessel transporting the illegals was also apprehended out at sea once the migrants came off.
Because they were dropped off on land and the boat went back out to sea. So we need to determine from them how many people really came in, which area in Haiti they came from, and who were the captain, and if any speaking English person were in charge of the boat, would drop them off.
Do you have any reason to believe that Bahamians were involved?
Well, I don't like to speculate. One of the speaking English chaps say he presumed it was potato, but you could see that's false information because we already captured 50 already for the morning.
The Haitian nationals are being housed at the Carmichael Road Detention Center. Neely recognized it's not the first time in the Bahamas for many of them. He noted, though, that the new Defense Force vessels have helped in their patrols.
Since time we were able to capture most of the people out to sea. And Defense Force were able to bring them into land instead of trying to capture them on land like this time.
The vessel that the Haitian migrants were traveling in was taken out to sea and
in Guyana, a 15-year-old Berbecian was remanded to a juvenile delinquent center despite the pleadings of her family to the probation officer. Here are the details in this report.
A quarantine Berbice family is upset with the chief welfare officer in that district after she agreed to send a 15-year-old member of their family to the juvenile detention center in Sophia. The woman, Bridget Moore, was in tears as she related the story to this newscast. She said her daughter came to the aid of her pregnant sister, who was in a fight with her neighbor over the dumping of garbage in front of their yard. The woman said the matter was reported to the Rosal police station, and all parties involved were charged and placed before the court. But what was more troubling to the woman is when the magistrate asked the probation officer what should be done to the child. She requested that the child be remanded to the holding center at Sophia. The woman said this was the first offense for her daughter. Nobody was seriously injured in the fight. In addition to that, the other family members were all placed on bail.
It asks where's the better place for this child because the mother in the wrong, the father in faith. So me said that the magistrate asked her where's the best place for this child. So she turned and she said the best place. She stand up and said the best place for this child going juvenile center.
Internationally, dashboard camera video involving a traffic stop in Texas of a woman later found hanging dead in her jail cell shows how the incident quickly escalated into an altercation between her and a state trooper. Sandra Bland, a 28-year-old black woman from Chicago, was pulled over on July 10th in Houston, Texas for failing to signal a lane change. Dash camera video of the arrest may have been altered before it's released. Bland was found dead in her Texas jail cell 3 days later. CNN's Ed Lavandera reports.
Step out of the car.
Newly released dashcam video of 28-year-old Sandra Bland's arrest is raising new questions about what really took place just 3 days before she was found dead in this Texas jail cell. For starters, the 52-minute video of the traffic stop and her arrest appears to have several discrepancies.
Get out of the car.
Don't touch me.
Watch as the white vehicle driving on the left suddenly vanishes from the road. And this brief moment where a tow truck driver walks away from the dashcam's view, then quickly reappears at the truck's door. Immediately following, a scene repeats. All the while, the audio is playing uninterrupted. It's not clear whether the video was edited or if an equipment issue is to blame All of this casting doubt that the video reflects a continuous account of the heated encounter with Texas State Trooper Brian Encina.
I'm going to drag you out of here.
So you threatening to drag me out of my own car?
Get out of the car!
And then
I will light you up. Get out!
Wow.
Now!
Wow.
Get out of the car!
Really, for a failure to signal. You're doing all of this for
Get over there!
A bystander captured images of the trooper holding Bland to the ground, but dash cam video caught what she's saying.
You're a real man now. You just slammed me, knocked my head in the ground. I got epilepsy, you
Good.
I hope
Good.
You should have thought about that before you start resisting. Right.
Authorities say Bland later committed suicide in her cell. This is a look inside where she spent her final hours. The Texas Department of Public Safety says Trooper Encina failed to comply with the department's standards for professionalism. He's been pulled off patrol duty as state officials investigate. Police say they are looking into Bland's death as a murder.
We reached out last night to a spokesperson for the Texas Department of Public Safety asking those questions about the glitches and the differences in the videotape that we noticed. We're told that the Texas Department of Public Safety will be looking at that and trying to offer some sort of clarification and explanation for what is wrong with the video at some point today.
There have been a series of attacks in Iraq with car bombs in Baghdad, killing at least 32 people and wounding dozens. The deadliest was when a car packed with explosives was detonated in the mainly Shiite district of New Baghdad in northern eastern Baghdad, killing 16 people and wounding 48. More in this report.
Bomb attacks across Iraq have killed at least 32 people. The deadliest was a car bomb in a mainly Shiite area of Baghdad, which killed 16 people and wounded 48. Police and medical sources say a suicide attack killed at least 6 soldiers and 1 police officer at a checkpoint in the central town of Taimiyah. In the mainly Kurdish town of Mandali, 8 people were killed and 16 wounded in a car bomb explosion. Meanwhile, police and tribal sources say Iraqi security forces and Sunni tribal fighters have launched an offensive. The goal of the operation is to dislodge fighters from the group calling itself Islamic State or ISIL and secure a supply route in Anbar province. The government has been struggling to dislodge ISIL from large sections of the north and west.
Taking a look at the weather. Weather forecast valid until 8 a.m. tomorrow. Winds are east-southeast to east at 12 to 17 miles per hour. Seas are moderate with waves up to 6 feet. Temperature is recorded at 81 degrees Fahrenheit. Weather forecast for St. Kitts and Nevis. Partly cloudy to cloudy with scattered showers and a chance of isolated thunderstorms developing. Tonight, partly cloudy with isolated showers. Conditions associated with a tropical wave will spread across portions of the Leeward Islands this afternoon, causing partly cloudy to cloudy skies with scattered but giving way to fairer conditions into tonight. Sunrise tomorrow is expected at 5:47 a.m. while sunset should be at 6:48 p.m. That brings us to the end of the ZIZ Mid newscast. Join us this evening for these stories and more in detail. Thanks for joining us. I'm Nisha David.